Coach, you can go ahead and start with an opening statement.
Boy, this is a roller coaster game, really and truly. It was almost, as much as we focused defensively, I took a look at the offensive stat and said, oh my goodness, we're really struggling. We took a lot, I told them, and Tosh can tell you this, I told them during one of the timeouts, all those shots generally are great shots for us. They're wide open, take them, but tonight, right now, for whatever reason, they're not falling. We need to do a better job with working the ball and getting some ball movement to work to something that's a little bit more comfortable. Then when we get hot, you can take that shot at any time. And I think really that's about all we talked about offensively outside of doing a good job at taking care of the basketball, which I think we did a pretty good job. We had 5 turnovers in the second half of the game, the first half of the game, and the first and second quarter. We took care of the ball. So that's one of our keys because they do a good job of turning people over, do a great job of capitalizing on that defensively and scoring. So I really appreciated us on the offensive end. It's really our defensive end. We give up a lot of points to me in the paint. It's something we focused on. There are times we didn't follow our plan completely, but when it came down to it, when we called those timeouts or we needed certain players to step up, they did a good job for us. Whether it be pressuring the ball, rotating, grabbing a big rebounding, executing offense. We're not getting quick shots, and that's really how the game played out. We only held them to 7 points there in that fourth quarter, which is pretty exciting. We found a way to close out a game too when it was tied up 50-50 there at the end. And Tasha does what Tasha does. She hits threes. She can even tell you at one point she was like, "Can I shoot the 3 now?" I was like, "No, not yet. It's not time. Let's run some offense." And then there'll be a time where Tasha, I was just like, "Now," I was like, "Now, Tasha, go ahead, shoot anytime you like." And really, that's really the result of what happened in this game today. I can tell you this: we're not going to be able to beat our next opponent playing this way, and we only have a 1-day prep before we have a really good team in Texas Southern who they beat in overtime at home. But this is an NCAA tournament team you're talking about, a team that used to going to the tournament all the time. Even though we're at home, we're going to have to step it up in a big way defensively when we play them on Sunday.
And defensively, the final 4 minutes or so, you kept them scoreless. What got into the team late in the game defensively?
I think they were just will to want to win. So they did a really good job of contesting and forcing bad shots, did a better job of boxing out and getting to that ball. And that's the only difference, I think, is that they finally came together and made the decision to do so. That's it. The game plan was still the same. Tasha can tell you, there's nothing we changed regarding our game plan at all with this team.
Offensively, how big was it to get them in foul trouble late in the court in terms of getting into the bonus?
Correct. That was huge. That obviously was huge because at times we did struggle scoring. So the biggest piece for me was we had some open shots and some open looks. When we were missing, we didn't have enough kids getting their offensive rebounding. So at that point, I made a decision to put Keani Lurie in. Keani's a really aggressive kid off the bounce. She's a good free throw shooter. She's able to generate some just defensive intensity automatically anyway, especially with this particular game plan. It made sense. Maybe I should pay Keani a little bit earlier, but in that moment we needed her, and she did a great job for us of being aggressive, stopping the clock, getting to the free throw line, and then the rest of them understanding that. All of our players understood that, I told you for the last 4 minutes and 35 seconds or so, we knew that anytime we got to a foul situation where they fouled us, they'd get to the free throw line, which was good. They did a great job of executing that.
On the offensive side of the ball, how do you feel about ball movement tonight?
When we moved the ball, I felt really good about it, to be honest with you. That took a little bit of time for them to turn down some shots because we do preach. You take the very first shot available, that's a good shot. And those were, but then you got to kind of reel them in and say, you know what, they're just not falling right now. We got to work the ball a little bit more to where we're more comfortable and we're really shooting a rhythm shot. And that's okay. That's okay. It'll come. My concern this whole postseason and then preseason and now in the early preseason games is still going to be defense for us. And I am seeing strides. It's making me feel good. We'll continue to refine the offense. We've got a lot of kids right now that can score for us, or I'm confident they can score for us. My concern is finding a good rotation that can play defensively and put the ball in the hole.
In that second quarter, you really got inside the paint. Did that help the offense in terms of ball movement?
I think the one thing that helped more than anything else was just our kids were really excited. I think they get really excited because we haven't been down in the paint since Ashley Eze was here. And now that Amber's just coming back and Tiara's getting to play and coming to her own, I think that's really exciting. That already is going to generate some energy for our team, but that definitely was deliberate.
Tasha, can you talk about that final three-pointer you hit and also the impact of your threes throughout these first couple games?
Yeah, I've been kind of struggling, I think, from shooting, but my teammates, in the game, I was struggling in the beginning, and then I made my 2, but it's because my teammates just kept saying, Tosh, shoot, you're good, you got it. Coach believed in me. Coach just kept saying, you're good. And then at the end, I was just open, and no coach told me I could shoot whenever I was open, and I was feeling it, so I shot it, and it went in, so that's good. But it's mainly the team. Like, they just kept telling me, Tasha, you're fine. So.
Did you really ask if you could just shoot the three?
No, I really did. I said,
Okay.
Coach, they keep going under the ball screen. Can I just?
No, she did. She asked. It's hard for you can tell. You know, one time one of her teams was like, "Why is she pausing every time?" I was like, "Because she's thinking about it and letting me know that she could shoot the three right now." But I said, "No, not yet." And I appreciate that. As she's growing and maturing as a player, actually they all are, but specifically with Tasha, she's growing and maturing as a player for us. She's got to understand, you know, why and trust the process, and then in the end it's going to pay dividends. And she's been a pretty good student so far regarding that.
Tasha, I think Coach mentioned just the will to win in the fourth. Was that what you guys were telling each other on the court?
Yeah, every huddle we was just like, come on, we got it. We had our energy, our energy started going. I think the end of the third we started having good energy, and it just kept carrying over. We was getting traps, and whenever we get steals on defense, we get boxed out on defense. That's when our energy really comes, and we just keep striving off of each other. So yeah.
Did you guys get a little frustrated though when early in the game, you know, when shots weren't falling?
I mean, yeah, we get frustrated when shots aren't falling, but like Coach said, we just had to keep going through the offense, get ball reversals, and then we started hitting, and then everything was fine.
All right, thank you.